Hello everybody. So welcome back to a quick little update video. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just wanted to show off that I added basically the ability to orient the ship in 3D space using the keyboard, just like in Kerbal Space Program. I am basically copying Kerbal Space Program's controls here because they are very intuitive and they work pretty well. So in Kerbal Space Program, you can orient your ship for precise orbital maneuvers using WASD for pitch and yaw, and then Q and E for roll as follows. Right, so this is pitch, and then with A and D, I do yaw. And then I can roll the ship with Q and E. I do want to get that sun glare to kind of stay oriented properly, but it's fine. For now, it looks good. Also, this sun glare is improved. It looks a lot better now. Not like the atomic bomb that I had before. That thing was obnoxious. But yeah, as you can see, the ship is now, I mean, this is a very clean control. I'm very pleased with how it works. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So this is important basically because also the nav ball is back. In this game, you will have to perform orbital maneuvers. That's why I have a mini map, right? Because you're going to have to see your orbital trajectory. You're going to have to essentially plan orbital maneuvers to other planets, space stations, all sorts of objects. And in order to do that, you need to be able to control your vectors precisely. And so that's what this mode is. Also, yes, you see these engines firing. This is because they are essentially, they're doing something called chattering. This is not really intended, but it's actually a good thing because it keeps the ship very precisely oriented, which is a good thing. So it's not a good thing, and it is a good thing. It's not a problem. In real life, they do this as well. Ships like the Dragon capsule do the same thing to stay oriented in space. But yeah, we are orbiting the Earth. Very beautiful planet, by the way. I mean, come on, dude. Earth is one of the most beautiful things in the entire universe, as far as I know. Yeah, and if I wanted to like thrust right now, I just have to orient myself. Well, actually, I'm already facing prograde, as you can see in the nav ball, which is, by the way, it's made a triumphant return. I reconnected it and everything, so it's still alive. So let's say I aim myself completely prograde here, if I can do it properly. Okay, this is harder than I thought. And now I press, okay, I should also mention, there is also the ability to thrust. So translate using T and G. T will thrust you forward, G will thrust you backward, F and H will thrust you left and right, but it doesn't really work right now because of the way I have these thrusters set up. And also R and Y will thrust you up and down respectively. But anyway, let's increase our apoapsis real quick. So I'm going to start pressing T right now, and you're going to see my orbital path. You're going to see it start to lengthen. Very, very slowly because I have very little thrust because these engines are mostly meant for maneuvering. But as you can see, it's working. My orbital path is increasing. Now, if I hold this down for like an hour, eventually I will actually surpass the orbit of the moon. And eventually I'll be able to escape Earth's sphere of influence. I don't know if that will work, though. I mean, it will work mathematically because, like I said, the code is all there. But I don't know if my path will update properly. I haven't really revisited that part of my code yet. But this is working. So the orbital part of my orbital game is functioning again, which I'm very happy to announce. And so in the next video, I hope to show you guys an actual orbital transfer. So I want to go from, let's say, the Earth to the moon, or maybe I want to enter one of these Lagrange points, or maybe, just maybe, we can actually go to a distant planet like, I don't know, Neptune or the sun. Well, the sun's not a planet, but you get what I mean. All right, I've increased my apoapsis enough for now. Let's warp ahead to the point at which we would see the Earth at our apoapsis. So I'm actually going to orient the ship in anticipation of this view because we are going to be on the other side of the Earth. Let's just see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to orient myself like that. Now let's start warping. There we go. And look at that. We're still warping, by the way. Still going. Let's see. When do we get to our apoapsis? About now. Well, we're still behind. But yeah, as you can see, we are a lot farther from the Earth now. So clearly the orbital maneuvering works. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty damn cool, bro. Look at this beautiful planet. And we did this ourselves, guys. We went here all by ourselves by orienting our ship with the keyboard and thrusting. And if I thrust again, I can, lower my apoapsis so that I crash into the Earth. I haven't implemented destroying the ship yet because it's kind of pointless. I mean, in my game, you're not really going to be able to land on the Earth. Maybe you will. I actually do want to be able to land on, I want to add the ability to land on asteroids and moons. I don't know about the Earth, though, because the Earth is, as you can tell, it's a very massive planet. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. But that's for the later versions of the game, which I very much do plan on implementing. But yeah, that's it for this update video. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it, then subscribe and like and do all the things you got to do to, boost the algorithm and whatnot. Because yeah, I plan on making something out of this game, man. I want it to be cool. I want you guys to like it. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Next up, I'm going to add the ability to transfer between planets. I'm going to add more engines to the ship. And I'm actually gonna rework the engines. These are actually the engines on the ship are Apollo R4D RCS thrusters. I cloned them essentially, except I increased their thrust by an insanely massive amount because, well, I mean, if the thrust is too small, then the ship can't really move, right? It would take forever to see anything happen on screen. So these are not real engines. They're modeled after real engines, but they're not actually the like real engines themselves. I will be adding fictional engines because, let's face it, real engines are kind of weak. Even the Raptor engine is not really efficient when it comes to interplanetary travel at the scale that I want in my game. It is a very powerful engine, of course. It's just not what I want for my game. I want way more powerful engines, way more efficient engines. But that's for the next video. The next video, you will see a redesigned ship that will be able to go from Earth to Jupiter to Mars to wherever you want it to go. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate. So yeah, subscribe, like, and share, and cook it up for dinner, and eat it, and yeah, do all the things you got to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah, peace out.